Welcome everybody to another case study video. We've got Kiayuan Baskerville here with us. I'm excited to tell you how he was able to throw harder and have a ton of success by becoming spine dominant, working with us in our remote program from another place in the world, because we work with a bunch of guys. And I'm gonna have him introduce himself, and I'm gonna ask him some questions. You guys are gonna hear all about his story and his experience working with us. So Kiayuan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Kiayuan Baskerville. I play D3 ball at John Carroll University, located in Cleveland, Ohio.
Perfect. All right. So when did you start working with us, and where was your velocity at when you started?
I started Healthy Velo middle of November, this past November, and I was sitting 82 to 84, topping 85 miles an hour.
Perfect. And how long had you been around that clip?
I've been hanging around there for a year.
Okay. And so I know we talked about before, because I was like, okay, let's see where you were before. So freshman year, you're topping 84. Sophomore year, you're topping 85. If we back up even more, so senior year of high school, where are you at?
81, 82, topping 83.
Okay. So we're like 83,
Yeah.
84, 85. Awesome. So you guys got to stick around to see where he's at now, because we'll leave that to reveal at the end. Okay. So in those previous year, 2, 3 years, however long it's been, what were you doing to try and add velocity before that was only giving you like a little bit?
I didn't really have a program. I was kind of on my own. So I was looking up YouTube videos of MLB pitchers' mechanics and trying to copy their stuff, and it just was not helping me at all. Like I was kind of just like doing stuff without the knowledge of what I was doing and just thinking it was going to work, and it wasn't.
Yeah. And we talked earlier, and you can kind of elaborate on it. You were saying how you saw some other programs, but like a lot of things you'll see the flashy stuff online about someone having these gains or doing these programs. You see like a big MLB guy who's already throwing really hard. So how did that leave you feeling when you're seeing that stuff?
It seemed to me that like seeing these programs where they're interviews or people that are already where I want to be in the professionals was leading me like that I didn't have it or I wasn't cut for it and I couldn't benefit from these programs unless I was already at that next level. So it felt like it wasn't inviting to people that were in my situation. So that's what kind of left me to be on my own and trying to research stuff without the knowledge of it.
Yeah. Did it make you feel, I mean, like how did it make you feel when it's like, well, shoot, like, did you have the thought of, I don't even know if I can?
Yeah, I that definitely crossed my mind a couple of times. I was like, I'm trying, maybe like I just don't have it or I'm not built for it. But yeah, that definitely crossed my mind a couple of times.
Okay, so this is an important question, or not important. Maybe it's important because I talk to a lot of guys on the phone, and a lot of guys have doubts. That's just normal. Human beings, we have doubts. What was the difference for you that kept you going after it, going after the grind, going after, hey, I still got a dream I'm going to chase. I'm still got goals. Like what I'm, because a lot of guys, they'll be like, hey, I want to do it. But then when push comes to shove, they don't, for whatever reason, they just don't get over that hurdle. What was it that just kept you going?
Honestly, just my foundation around me, whether it was my family, friends, they were always telling me like, you're going to be something great. You just got to keep pushing. So like anytime I hit a wall or whatever, an obstacle, I would just think back to family or friends and almost doing it for like us, not just myself. So
What about to a guy who maybe he doesn't have as many family friends? Because I know you got haters out there. You got buddies
yeah,
who are, aren't rooting for you. Heck,
yeah,
even your own teammates behind closed doors are like, hey, this is a competition as much as we're part of a team. Like I'm trying to pitch more innings than you are. So what
yeah,
do you do when you're faced with kind of that adversity of like, this guy, I don't think this guy's here for me. I don't think this guy, I got a roommate who I don't know if he's here for me. I don't know if
yeah.
my coach is, here for me right now. Like when you're kind of looking around and you're seeing a lot of doubt around you and you have your own doubts, what did you do?
At the end of the day, it's your performance. You're the one out there making stuff happen. Like for me, like you're the only one on the mound. Like you're the one making the pitches and stuff. when it comes down to it, you gotta think to yourself, do you really want it, and how badly do you want it? Like, are you that in love with the game that you'll just push no matter what? Whoever's doubting you, do you love it so much that you want to just prove them wrong? Whatever. Like, do you just love it and want it that badly for yourself?
I love that, man. Because I tell you what, there's a lot of people watching this right now that say they love it, say they want it, but when push comes to shove, you know, not too
Yeah.
sure anymore. All right. So one of the things I asked a lot of guys is when you first, I like this one, when you first started the program with us, what did you notice was different about the program? Obviously, you're watching videos with a guy that doesn't have any shoes and socks on. Um, Alec, who's your coach, he oftentimes isn't wearing shoes and socks when he's demonstrating things too, but he's not as forward facing as I am. So it doesn't have to be about me necessarily. But what did you feel that was different about this program than what you had seen in the past or done in the past?
Immediately was that you guys made it known that it's 100% health first. You can't throw hard, you can't throw 100% unless you're 100% healthy. And also paired with that is no weighted balls. I mean, everywhere I was looking at different programs was a weighted ball program, whether it was in person or online. So definitely seeing no weighted balls was definitely it grabbed my attention. So
I hear that a lot. It piques guys' attention. There's no way to balls. And then some guys are like, nah, screw this because, everybody else is doing it. So what? Like, there must be something kooky here. There must be something like that. They can't be doing that for real. So what allowed you to kind of get over the hump of like, okay, it's different, piques my attention, but what was it next that was different and that kept your attention and then had you interested?
well, next, honestly, it went no weighted balls, then nutrition first, and then it was I was almost watching it. I was seeing a video like this where you were talking to a player and I could see them in my position. And then also there was you could meet before you started the program and just talk, see if it's a good fit. That was like I immediately was like, yeah, let me go sign up and make a let me go sign up for a meeting. Because I was like, I haven't seen a program where they're like, oh yeah, we'll meet you first, talk about what we can fix with you. And like almost it was almost setting up a plan and you weren't even in it yet. Like you felt like you were already in the program.
I love that. Had you worked with pitching coaches in the past?
A few.
Okay.
I've worked with two pitching coaches before.
Okay. And I don't want you talking bad or even saying any names, but because I'd say 99.9% of coaches out there, programs out there, all want the best for everybody. But how was it working with them compared to working with us? What were the differences?
It just felt and my other two were in person. So honestly, it just felt like they were juggling so much. I felt like there was so many people that they were working with that it was they each person wasn't getting like the full attention. So they weren't really going to be able to get to their max potential. But here, yeah, you get a guy who has like some other dudes, but there wasn't 24/7 communication like there is here, where you can hop on a call, ask questions, video. Like it almost feels like it's your own guy here. You're not sharing with anybody else. That's how much attention it feels like you get.
Have you? That's cool to hear because I mean, we tell people that. I tell people that, but it's cool to hear you talk about it. Can you elaborate on that? Like, when you look around at your teammates, like how many guys can say they have their own pitching coach, their own guy that's like, because that's what it is. Alec is your dude.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you're really not sharing with it because it's your program, it's your coach, and no one else has your program in the world.
yeah,
Can you talk about that a little more?
yeah. Usually, it's when a program, it's not usually joined to you. It is like a universal program that that's like out there on YouTube, and you can just it's accessible by many other people. So having a program just one on one with you and the coach, and knowing that it's literally built for you to be better and be at your best. That is it's as good as it gets.
Love that, man. And so let's tell people a little bit more about the journey. So you joined with us in the fall, and then shortly thereafter, it's kind of like, hey, I've been having some stuff going on. This happened a few times in the last couple of years where guys join us, and then I don't know how long the lingering had been happening, but it's kind of like, actually, there's some stuff that's been going on, and we might have to kind of regress a little bit. So we're able to help you through that. So tell people kind of what happened and what that journey was like. Just kind of share your experience there.
So coming into this past fall, I knew I was gonna have to take on more of a load. I was gonna get a lot more pitching, a lot more innings, and it just came down to I didn't know how to prepare myself for that in the fall. So what ended up happening was overloading my arm, a lot of stress, and it just couldn't take it, and it ended up failing. So right around when I joined, late November, I was dealing with arm issues already. And what was so great about it was that whenever I joined, you guys went out, like I said, health first, went out of your way to create a plan for me to become 100% healthy enough before I even went back into throwing. So you guys really emphasized your name, healthy Velo, and being healthy first. And that was really
Yeah,
important to me.
yeah. So it was cool because we talked about this before when Alec and I were in Vegas and with T Rob, we were at a conference presenting and everything. I remember um, just chatting about, okay, here's Keon's situation. Here's what we do. But also, we have to account for the fact that, you know, you're a college guy,
Yeah.
you're a dude. There's a really good chance you're not going to want to do what we do. And you're going to want to just push it and go too fast and progress way beyond. And what we see usually happen is guys will do that. They'll push, push, push because they just want to be out there. They think they're indestructible, and then they get hurt. And then after Alec and I had talked about the plan, he had conversations with you. He said, "Yep, Keon's just going to do the program, da da." And then I'm helping do other things, running the business and all that. I kind of checked back in, and Alex said, "Listen, if there's a guy that you need to highlight, can get a prize, something else," he said, "Keon's dude. He's been putting in the work. He's been doing everything he's been told, like exactly how we've scripted out." So like that just pumps me up because I know Alex taking care of you. I know you're taking
Yeah.
care of you, and you're such a good representation of everything that we do and that we preach. You're not throwing weighted balls. You're going to get hurt because you're throwing too much and you don't really know how you're supposed to move. But now you got a program to get you back. So you're released to throw in November,
Yeah.
January, February. You're able to finally go full intent. So basically, hey, now we're getting back up to 85. And then between um, January, February to then May, tell me two things. What was your
Okay.
what was your favorite part during that time as things kind of got cooking a little bit and you're able to really
Okay.
dig in? And then what did it result in from a velocity standpoint?
My favorite thing by far was the constant reassurance from Alec and you and the constant like, hey, like this is a good step. Now let's it wasn't, oh great, you did this, now let's hurry up and get this. It was like every step of the way was celebrated and made me feel like, wow, like I'm doing this. Like I'm putting the work, it's paying off. And other people are celebrating it with me that have helped me get there. And what was the second question?
No, I actually want to hear more about that. So what do you, because other people don't know about in the program necessarily, what does it mean other people are celebrating it?
So we have the wins channel and it's group chat with all the guys, and each step of the way, like if you had a PR or your performance, your outing, you put it in there and everyone else sees it and they're saying way to go, putting like lightning emojis, fire emojis, which are my favorite. And it's just you're with other people that are in the same situation and you're almost building each other up, and you're getting better from it. You're getting better from the support you have from other people in your position, and it feels good. Like,
No, that, I mean that's well said. So for those of you guys listening that are like, "What's a wins channel?" Like it sounds cool, whatever. But so we got our high school guys in there. Primarily, we got a ton of college guys, and then we got some pro guys in there too. So we've got kind of this culture of dudes from literally all over the world at this point, and everyone's in there with the same focus. We're all health first. We're all trying to get better, go after our dreams and our goals, and then we're supporting each other. Because oftentimes, whether it's your teammates, your friends, family, whoever else, it's the opponents. A lot of times it's yourself. You get down on yourself. You're looking for, what do I need to do that's better? Like, I'm just, everyone's hard on themselves. So we've created this channel where everyone gets to hang out that's in the program. anytime you get a win, we got one of our guys who's been on another case study testimonial, Clayton, where he's posted a lot of times about his PR on his vertical. Like, that's not a velo PR. It's not an outing PR. Like, it's vertical. Like, anything that goes well, let's post it in there. And it's just this really cool way to get guys kind of out of their head and get support from the young guys. And then when the young guys post in there that they're doing well, it holds the old guys to be like, hey, this young buck's getting after it. I need to step up my game. And then you got older guys or guys throwing harder that are doing well, and it kind of gives you someone to look up to. So it's this really cool intersection and interconnection of everyone for each other. Is there anything else you want to add to it?
I was gonna say, if I can ask that, it's almost like how we talked about earlier, for those people that don't have that foundation, like friends and family supporting them, that's what this win channel is. It just adds another form of support, and it helps you tremendously from mental standpoint.
Love that. So you're doing the program, things are going well. You return to throw, we're able to help you navigate through that, get back out there, back to full health. We can go right to it. We can say what it resulted in, or you can kind of lead through February, March, April, like what happened, however you want to go to it. I'm sure people are wondering, all right, so he was sitting low 80s. He was sniffing an 85.
Yeah.
So where are you at now? Or what happened
So,
along the
well,
way?
we'll lead. We won't get to it quite yet. We'll lead it a little bit more. So, my first, my very first high intent off the mound bullpen, I went and smashed an 85 fastball, and I hit a couple of them, and I was like, I couldn't, I couldn't believe it. I was like, not only have I been grinding and doing all the work, I am coming off injury from just a couple months ago from tricep tendonitis. And it was such a surreal moment to hit that in February. I was like, this is just the beginning. It was just the beginning. And I made me pumped and cannot wait to just keep going. So then come in game, I think it was a couple weeks later, I'm in Florida for spring break with the team, and the weather hot, feeling great. I go and hit an 86, and I was like, even again surreal, and I was like, it's just, I know I'm in the right place. It works. I'm with the right people. Program for me. It's truly the first time in my career where I was like, I'm with the people I need to be to help myself get to my max potential. And then fast forward a month, we're in like the end of March, going into May, and big game, getting to the playoffs, playing one of the top teams, Baldwin Wallace, and I'm shoving, and my teammate comes in after, and he's like, I don't know if you realized you were throwing kind of hard. I was like, okay, like it's always good to hear. And he goes, yeah, matter of fact, you hit an 89. And I was like, I like jumped, I think, in the dugout, and like some people were laughing at me. But oh man, even saying it now, like going back to that feeling, it was just when I was hurt, I was like, and I didn't know, like I was just joining the program and I was hurt and I was just looking to build myself back up. I was like, it wasn't even a thought in my head that I could throw, like I was gonna have a day where I could be throwing 89 miles an hour. And I was like, it's just wow. Like what happens when you're in a program like this where you have people that support you, you have something made for yourself that no one else has, and you put your head down, you go to work. What can happen?
That's freaking awesome, man. I I love to hear the reactions of when guys hit that. I hadn't heard your reaction. I remember you posting about it in the Wins Channel and everything, and that's always awesome.
Yeah,
Um, and then I was looking back a couple weeks ago when I was talking to Alec about we got to get him on and schedule and figure out schedule. We've been working on schedules.
yeah,
And then I look back at like, because we do like an intake survey and everything and seeing where you were. And I'm like, wait a minute. So he joined when? And then he was hurt when? And then, so we're talking like, in the matter of what, 2, 3 months, basically, you're up 4 miles per hour, like right off of like a return to throw.
yeah.
I mean,
And
there's
I'm
some guys that will get re-injured, some guys that won't make it back, their velocity's down, they just can't figure it out. Like, what the heck?
yeah, and I'm like, my teammates know I'm a guy who I'm in the game. I handle my business. Like I show my swag through like my pitches. I'm not a big like showboat kind of guy. I'm screaming. But when I heard that number, I jumped and let out like a little like heck yeah, whatever. Like I let out a little war cry, and they knew whenever I said that like it was something good, and it was just like I said before, it just felt good.
That is awesome, man. And what's cool is, I mean, you're 6'2". You are not some scrawny guy, and you're not doing the wrong program anymore. So what I always talk about, I was talking about this on a story late recently, is that so many guys they'll flash a number and they'll kind of touch it. This is their ceiling, then they'll touch it and they'll sit down here. And they
Yeah,
never train to be able to get their body ready to sit up here. And then even if their body's ready, they don't train up here.
yeah.
So now you're able to do this repeatedly. And then you're heading into summer ball. So tell everyone how excited you are about summer ball. And like, I mean, sky's the limit at this point.
Yeah, I'm leaving this Friday to go play in the NYCBL with the Olean Oilers, and it's a league based out of New York, and I'm going to play with one of my buddies from John Carroll as well. And it's just I'm gonna have 2 months just baseball, and I cannot wait to get back out on the mound and start grinding every day. And like it's cool grinding here at home by myself, but like just when in season, it hits different. It's just like go time every week. Every time you're going out on that mound, it's a chance to get better and better and showcase it.
I'm pumped. You're gonna be pitching some cool ballparks with some buddies. Like it's gonna be awesome. All right, tell
Yeah.
everyone how your mechanics feel now compared to like how did they used to feel when you would throw compared to now?
If I had to describe it in just one word, it would be forced. Absolutely forced. Because I've had I've had a coach where it's just like maybe just try to throw hard. And I was like, well, okay. And I would try to throw hard, and then I'd muscle up, and I'd throw not as hard. Like it would just be, but then coming to here, learning how to use the spine with the water bag and how to be fluid and throw harder with still full intent, but not muscling up. Like how to just let the body work and be fluid, and when to snap at the right moment and twitch. If I had to describe it now, just fluidity. Fluidity, a lot less strain for sure. I feel healthier, 10 times more healthier than I did before I got hurt. Like the way I feel now, I wouldn't even be able to think that like I got hurt. I don't feel like you'd be able to tell I was hurt before.
That's
So,
and how did you manage like? Because there's a lot of people too that say like, well, I can't do a program, a pitching program, a velo program. I can't do anything during the season. I'm too busy. During the summer, I'm too busy. Fall ball, I'm too busy. Winter classes, workouts, I'm too busy. So, how did you miraculously manage to do a program in season?
well, like we've talked, there's always a million excuses for everything. And in school, I'm for just to put it out there, I am a pre-med. I'm doing pre-med in school, so it's a lot. But you're, yeah, you want to go out and be a college kid and party, but those free times when you're just sitting there, watching TV or whatever, you can think to yourself, that time just sitting there doing nothing, that's the free time that you say you don't have to be grinding it out in the gym or throwing indoors. Like and people will say oh, I don't have the equipment. I mean, you just need sometimes a ball and a wall or a water bag or not like a mirror to just look at yourself and practice mechanics. So there is the time. It's just like I said, if you want it enough to be able to find that time and put it to use.
The perfect segue, and it might be just repeating what you said, or maybe you have more to say. If someone's on the fence, they've watched the videos, they've seen videos like yours, they've seen me talking about becoming spine dominant, health first, and you don't have to throw weighted balls and you don't have to do all these other things, but they're still on the fence. What would you tell them? Because you were telling me before, like, man, those are a lot of the same questions that I had. So what would you tell someone
Yeah.
who has those questions?
So as someone who's on the fence before joining the program myself, I I told myself, and I'm sure you guys can relate, I was just why like there's no reason not to. I mean, schedule the meeting, go through with Scott, and just see how it feels. If inside, like once I was done, I was like, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, like this is where I think I need to be and go through to be better. Like you'll have that feeling. You won't have like a second guess. I can say you won't be on the fence. You'll have your answer after you go through your call with Scott.
How did your call go with your mom? Because some moms are supportive, some moms are questions, some moms are indifferent, some moms are just like, no. How'd your mom take it?
Well, first off, she asked for the price, and then she was like, "Well, if this is something you really want to do," she was like, I support you whenever. I'll support you through everything you do, whatever you want to do." And I was like, "Well, that's just what I need to hear. Like, I'm ready to pull this trigger, and if you're ready to go with me through this, I'm pulling the trigger." So she was on board because I explained to her, I was like, "This is not the normal program." I just explained to her I really feel something special about this program. So she was ready for me to pull the trigger.
Love that. So you say it was, it's the program that was a good fit for you. Is there anybody else that you know that have done other programs?
Yeah.
And you've done your program, they've done theirs. How do you feel like they compare when you hear what they talk about with their program, or you just kind of see the results versus what the experiences you've had?
They when I hear some of my other buddies talk about their program, I talk about how I have Alec and we'll have calls and we communicate back and forth. And I explain I'm not waiting multiple like it's within 24, 48 hours I'm getting responses and they can't say the same. They're with programs that they say sometimes they have to wait a week to hear back just to see from video that they send. And I think to myself, by then, like it's a lot of time to have to wait the week. With us, it's 2 days, and then you're on to the next. Like you're constantly working, and it's just a week is a long time to talk to a coach. And then sometimes and then especially if you're doing something wrong, you have to wait another week to get it fixed again. Like it's just the communication. I can't say it enough. The communication here is it's peak. It's top thing.
That's awesome. And you alluded to it a little bit where, you got buddies or teammates that saw you were doing weighted ball stuff, you go and get hurt, you stop doing the weighted balls, and now you're throwing harder. What was that like to see the looks on their faces? Were they confused? Were they like what was that like?
absolutely confused. It almost felt like I was doing one of these, like I was preaching to them almost the program. I feel like I was doing one of these to them. But it was just one time of practice, and it was after I hit the 89 PR actually that they were asking me like, well, what do I do? Like now that I didn't do before. And I just explained to them, I mean, I do my mobility, like it's mobility, and then when I would go mobility to bands and then I would bring out the water bag, they'd be like, they'd stop me and be like, where's the weighted balls? And I was like, there's no weighted balls in my program. And they were like, how do you get ready? And I was like, well, then I explained to them, I was like, well, pitching is you got to be spine dominant. Yeah, you got to have the strength in the shoulder and elbows. Well, that's what the bands are for. This, the water bag gets your spine moving, gets your body moving together in fluid to be able to pitch the way you want. And they almost didn't know like you could get ready without throwing plyo balls. And it was kind of not funny, but it was like, wow, that was me before I started this. I always thought plyo balls had to be a part of every program.
So, are there any last words that you want to give to guys, just in general? Someone watching this, whether they're on the fence, whether they're, hey, maybe they're just looking for motivation. They said, hey, I kind of look like that guy. I'm sitting the same velocity as that guy. I can resonate with the story of that guy got injured. Like, and they kind of want, is any last words that you've got for them?
My only thing would be if you want to get better and if you have any little sort of interest at all from watching this video, please schedule a meeting, talk to Scott, and even if you want to talk to me, someone who if you're in the same situation as me, my my socials, my Instagram is K Baskerville 42. And if you reach out to me, I'll answer whatever questions you need. So
Love that, man. That was gonna be my next thing to set you up. So, all right. So if people want to reach out to Keon, sorry, go ahead and reach out. Shoot him a message, a DM, whatever it is. I'll tag you when I post this. Um, awesome. Is there anything else?
nothing from me.
Okay,
Until people reach out. But as far as this goes,
good deal. All right.
that's all I could say.
Sweet, man. Well, I appreciate it. And if you are watching and right now your velocity is still stuck, and maybe it's been stuck for 3 years, 2 years, 6 months, or whatever it was, you're dealing with some pain, whatever it is, and what Keon said piqued your interest, and you've been following us for a long time, go ahead and if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a link below. You can schedule a call, set up a call with me or someone on our team, and we will show you what the program is like. No strings attached. We'll tell you, kind of like Keon was saying, as far as what the program looks like and see if you're a good fit. Go ahead or you can always reach out and send us a DM. Primarily, we're on Instagram for that, but anywhere we will reach back out to you, and we will see you in the next case study video. Cool. All right. I'm going to make another 31. I'm going to tell MJ, video editor, to please edit out where I said Kion. Damn it. Because it's not important what I said around there. And the other one was like 28-ish. Gotta tell her when we started. Oh man, that was awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, some of those questions we had put bullet points for, and then like once I got into it, I got into a flow, and I just like couldn't stop talking. I was just like, I'm gonna just keep it going.
Freaking love it. All right, I want to check one more thing. Okay, good. When do you play till this summer?
The end of July, I know there's a playoffs, and I know at our last game, I believe is like the 21st, and then I think playoffs start after that if we make it. So end of July.
Okay. Um, July, and then you'll have at least a few weeks, right?
Yeah, until I go back. Yeah.
Okay. Where you live in between New York and then go back to school?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I'm assuming Alec mentioned it, but you're going to New York with the summer program.
Yeah.
So I know mom said that she would support whatever.
Yeah.
So I would love, worst case for you to just like make an appearance and kind of hang out. Uh,
Yeah.
Best case, be able to train for a couple weeks or a week or something like that and hop indoors. Because I don't know if you listened to Alex' case study video, but part of his story was after his fifth year, he was like a medical red shirt junior.
Yeah.
Um, I had reached out. He was actually about where you are with Velo, sitting mid 80s, flashing upper 80s, um, was throwing plyo balls, arm was fatigued. He wasn't sleeping well. I told him to stop throwing his plyo balls. And luckily he knew me before because he was like, what the you tell me to do?
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, you're going to prioritize your wellness score. You're going to just give me 2 weeks, no plyo balls. We'll see what happens. And he's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you're telling me your arm's not that great. He said he had flashed a 92 like freshman year of college, but like hadn't hardly sniffed 90 or 91 or anything since then. Was
Yeah.
consistently sit mid 80s, like touching upper 80s here and there, but like all over the place. So he goes off to the Northwoods. He was in Wisconsin. Um,
Yeah.
and he went from a bullpen where I watched him a week before sitting like 83, 84 to then he texted me like 3 to 5 days later after he got there. He's like, dude, my body and arm haven't felt this good in years. And I was like, all right, let's keep going. And then like within a week, week and a half, he's like, dude, I'm sitting 88 to 91.
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, my arm hasn't been this good maybe since high school or beginning of college. And he was
Hmm.
basically going into his fifth or sixth year at that point. And then he was able to sit 88, 89 to 91 all summer long, throwing sometimes
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 days a week, being abused as a reliever with no sleep and no food and living like
Yeah.
somebody else's home. And then he came in when he was done. And I remember he texted me because I was like, hey, man, why don't you come out for a week or two? Kind of like I asked you.
Yeah.
Just so you can kind of get the real deal. Because we really hadn't done much. He was only kind of dipping his toes in the program. And so he's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm going to go home and see family. Like, I don't know. And I was like, hey, man, this is it for you. Like, you're going to either regret that you didn't or
Yeah.
be thankful that you did. It's kind of your options. And so, yes, you can see your family and all that, but like, you got the rest of your life to see your family. This is your last year of college ball. Let's just see what can happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen. So I didn't put a radar gun on until the last day. And then I'm sure you've seen a lot of the videos where he was sitting 92, 93. Like, I it was funny because he was like, "Oh, I'm PR," and he was talking about it in the back of my head. In reality, I'm just like, "Listen, when you're indoors and you're not throwing to a catcher, you're anywhere from 2 to 4 miles per hour lower,
Yeah.
just standard." So he's like, "I'm hitting a PR." I'm like, "I'm just gonna be mute. I'm gonna just not say anything because in my mind, I'm like, it'd be cool if he hits 90 indoors. That'd be pretty sweet."
Yeah.
Because that translates to 92, maybe even more. And like 2, 3 pitches in, he's I think he hit like 91 in his first warm up throw, and he just looked at me and he's like, "Oh, it's happening." He threw another one. He's like, "Get the gun going, turn on the camera." He's like, "I don't really need more warm up throws."
Yeah.
And then he's just sitting 92, 93 the whole time, and like, it was freaking sick. So I'm not saying that's going to happen for you, but I would love for you
Yeah.
to really experience it, because what Alec and I can do for you in just a day of you being immersed in it, like we
Yeah.
can speed up 6 months to a year in one day
Yeah.
because you're seeing other things, we're seeing things, we get to see you for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours straight with a bunch of different things. And maybe we can pick up on something. You can pick up on something. You can pick brains of other guys that are there. Because at that point, it's pretty much just the college guys that are left over that haven't gone back to school.
Yeah.
So it ends up being lighter in numbers, and there's a lot of good quality time that you can get with us. So obviously, you don't have to. I know
Yeah.
there's a logistics and getting there and stay and costs and all that you'd have to talk to mom about, but
Yeah.
just something to put in your head.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell Alec to follow up with you, and obviously you'll be letting him know how the summer goes. So
100%. Yeah.
anything else you need from me?
Not right now, but if I need something, I'll reach out though for sure. Especially about this, I'll keep in contact.
Sweet, man. All right, I got another call in 7 minutes with a guy. So
All right.
hope that goes well.
Hopefully, it's another one added to the wins channel. So
That's right. Well, and that's I always tell guys, hey, when you join, let's get you in that wins channel as
yeah.
soon as possible. So I gotta actually look and get some more information on them again. So before we
All
have
right.
to call. And then I'll just tell them like, hey, I just recorded a case study video with Kiayuan, and you can watch it next week, and then you can be the next one. So hopefully we get
Yeah.
them on board. All right, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. Of course.
Yep. Get a good night's sleep.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll talk to you later, man.
Thank you. You too.